jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know. First in the building. Carlos Rosado on deck. We call it as we see it. Best believe it. Shout out to your brother. I see you on deck. Samuel is in the MFN building. Salute WCS. Salute to you, brother. Salute to those who are en route to support. If you're on deck, do me a favor. Hit the like button. It's 2 people in the building. The likes should equal the participation. And also those who just paying attention, I salute you for showing up. At least you thought I was important enough for you to just drop by and take time out your life to listen to what I have to say. I appreciate you, no doubt. I appreciate you, man. Let's take care of a couple of topics before we get with the hot grease. As everybody's reporting, you know, they still talking about, you know, Tank Davis situation and all that. And, you know, what I did hear from Eddie Hearns was that, you know, they attempted to reach out and present Tank Davis with a Devin Haney proposal, but he didn't want to hear none of it. And see, that's quite different than just saying Tank turned down $20 million. When somebody say he doesn't want to hear it, he's rejecting it, refusing, prohibiting from listening to anything dealing with that fight. It's not a duck. And I'm explaining to you why. Hold on for a second. So check this out. This is why it's clearly not a duck, y'all. And look, it's no need for us to go to a college campus and sit down and have a discussion about this as if we're, you know what I'm saying, we're taking an hour out of our day for this thesis. You know, this thesis that is required to complete the sweet science of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It is required for you to get educated. No, it's common sense. This is why it's not a duck. First of all, Tank Davis is in another division. First of all, First of all, he's in another division. Second of all, just because somebody's attempting to act like they want to fight doesn't mean they're sending offers. I told people all the time, again and again, Tank is not the B side. Tank is the A side. Any fighter can sit up here and say, oh, let me send this offer. Let me tell them about this offer. That's not how it works. If they tried to talk to Tank and he did not want to entertain any of it, why are people sitting up here talking about he turned down 20 million? He didn't turn down 20 million. He turned down the fight, period, because he don't have to take it. Perfect example. You have Canelo Alvarez at 168, right? There's fighters that want to fight Canelo Alvarez. Just like Demetrius Andrade went into the post-fight conference and Canelo Alvarez didn't acknowledge it. He said, I know you want it. Payday, payday. Was he a duck? Demetrius Andrade was not even in the weight division yet. He wanted to fight Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo did not want to fight him. Once again, he did not want to fight him. Terrence Crawford called out Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo didn't want any of it. He was saying, I'm busy. Why don't he go fight that tall, lanky motherfucker? That was his words. You know what I'm saying? He got business he needed to take care of with Spence. And then after he beat Spence, Charlo was still not trying to entertain that fight. There's plenty of scenarios you can go over where fighters was called out. Jahad Tucker called out Xander Zayas. Xander said, I'm not trying to take that fight because I don't want to ruin your career. Was Xander a duck? Was there anything wrong in the sport of boxing previously to 2023 when fighters called each other out and the fight was never made? There's plenty of fights in history that was never made because fighters called each other out. It can be a fighter that's just trying to make a name for themselves, calling another fighter out, and the fight had no freaking ground to cover to even come close to being made. But people was buzzing about it on social media, especially if it's not really any big topics that's going on, any big fights to keep you interested. You know what I'm saying? How can it be a duck if boxing is supposed to be business? Make up your effing mind. If boxing is a business first, why is it that any boxer can call out a fighter and just talk and say, yo, we offering this person this and that and the other, as if Tank is the B side? How can you present Tank with the offer, and then just because he don't accept your offer and you're not in the plans, he's at an entirely different weight division, just because he doesn't placate your request, then all of a sudden he's a duck? I say it again. You all are abusing. Y'all have abused, and y'all continue to run that name in the ground, man. Boxing is a business. Every fighter that dislike one another and want to call them out, and that fighter does not entertain that, it's a reason. Especially if a fighter like Tank, who's doing solid pay-per-view numbers. You know what I'm saying? Solid pay-per-view numbers. And you can't fade it. You really can't fade it. It sounds good, the buzz, get it out there, the clout, and all that, but at the end of the day, not every call out works like Ryan Garcia did. Ryan Garcia ducked first. Why I say he is the duck? Because he was the one that was calling out Tank. I mean, not Tank, but he was the one that was the WBC interim title holder. And he said he wasn't going to exercise any of it against Devin Haney, so he ducked. Then he called out Tank and then withdrew. And see, the difference in that is that Tank actually wanted to fight Ryan Garcia. When asked by the media, he agreed. He said, yeah, I would like to fight Ryan Garcia. Why? Because he has a social media following and this, that, and the other. It made business sense. But Tank withdrew. He went on to handle his mental health issues and everything else he had going on. Then he came back, fought Javier Tuna Fish Star Kiss Can, you know what I'm saying? And then he ended up getting freaking the fight with Tank Davis and did great numbers. But this choir that I'm hearing over here on social media, I mean, it's played out. You know what I'm saying? The violin strings have been frayed. You know what I'm saying? People are really not giving this no interest, except if they just want to hear themselves talk all the time. Why would Tank be doing pay-per-view numbers the way he is? And then just because, Devin Haney calls him out, he has to accept. He doesn't have to accept anything. He doesn't have to accept. There's been plenty of fighters who call each other out just for GP. You know what I'm saying? Because they bored. And then the fight doesn't get made and nobody say anything about it. I just thought I'd leave that right there because it's not going to make any sense either way you look at it. If a fighter's at a lower division, and just like I said, Devin should have kept his hand. He should have kept his hand to himself. He was pretty much saying, yeah, I'm not going to do this. I ain't going to do this. So you already putting two distinct clauses out there to legitimately verify that you didn't want to fight. Two huge clauses out there. You made two poignant statements after they released the weight that you ballooned up to at 140. You said it's not going to be a catch weight and it's not going to be a freaking rehydration clause. So that right there is letting everybody know that you wasn't going to fight him to begin with, because you know that he wasn't going to fight you. He wasn't going to allow himself to move up a weight division, accommodate you, right? Accommodate you for a measly $20 million, and then no rehydration clause and no catch weight. You wasn't even willing to come down. So that right there says you didn't want to fight because you're pretending like you have the leverage. You have leverage with other fighters, but you don't have leverage with Tank. That's the difference in it all. You want to act like you're marching from the front and you conducting everybody on when to march, when to halt, when to do a left and right oblique. You know what I'm saying? When to do port arms. You know what I'm saying? When to do manual arms at your command. No, it's not working like that. It's not working like that, bro. I don't know why y'all are all jumping on the... And the crazy part about it, I will never bite my tongue on individuals who are pretending to act like they would never jump on the bandwagon like this. They would never be a part of the group that sold their souls. You know what I'm saying? Sold their souls. You never... You was out there, y'all was out there saying you'll never do this and y'all never do that. And guess what? You did it. When they say money can buy everything, anything, it's showing right here on the YTC. And it's still not going to be able to get whoever a fight. It's not going to do anything. It's called opportunists. You know what I'm saying? Opportunists are everywhere, especially when you're desperately seeking clout. And you're desperately seeking the next dime or dollar bill on this YouTube. I get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? The ebbs and flows on how this shit work on the YTC. I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? These cats are selling out, all over the place. And they don't care what you think. They don't care what you think. The ones that came out here and say, no, I don't do this. I stand for this. I'm goddamn, I'm this for boxing. That's it. Fuck the fighters. No. That's not the case now. Because the tune has changed to a sum of the dollar bill. The dollar bill. Listen to what I said. The dollar bill. They have given in and surrendered and capitulated to the dollar bill. And they loving it too. They say, FWCS. Ain't nobody worried about him. And I'm saying to myself, I agree. Don't worry about me. Worry about you. That's all that matters. Continue to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I said I wasn't going to do this, but a coward is born every minute. People who say they're gonna stand on something and then they fall for just a dollar bill. You know what I'm saying? Forget the integrity of reporting. It just goes to show you the ones that really don't cover these fights, it's a reason why they don't have integrity. Because they started off just up here, dancing around behind the camera and the mic. Those individuals that really don't cover fights, they don't have a closeness, an intimacy with these fighters to understand how shit work on the front lines and to get to know and connect to these fighters. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. All they know is TV. You know what I'm saying? Tube vision. Enough of that shit. I want to give another helping hand. I'm going to do a live probably tomorrow. And I have evidence on the glove that Carissa Shields has said that the pattern removed and all this. I have pictures right from the source that is absolutely untrue. And like I said before, it's unfortunate that person had to, stoop to such low levels, introduce malicious information on somebody that's actually a pretty good person. And like, if you've been following boxing long enough, you already know this sport is a grimy, slimy type of combat system. We know it's not even regulated. So it's grimy, shorthand, under the table shit that happens all the time. But when you are claiming to be this person that want to fight the opposite gender, and you're proving to people for whatever reason that you can beat a man ass, not just outboxing, but you're going around saying you can beat that person and beat that man ass. And it is some men that she can probably beat because she is a professional athlete at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it is some men out there, some males that you can beat. But we're talking about boxers. We know every boxer doesn't have the same skill set. So if you're saying you can beat, and then it comes out like the people that stand behind you or whatever to see that 140 pounder, 145 pounder, go over there and hit you with a left hook and drop you. And then you want to just totally just make us look bad. I mean, just make us look terribly bad. With just after the coach even said, man, you can check the gloves all you want. And you and your coach check the gloves and then turn around at it. Nothing's wrong with it. But then you want to try to take it further. Just proves why a lot of, of my people are locked up. A lot of my people are locked up for that reason. This is not the first time, an incident like that happened, We go back to the time she's supposed to fight in her hometown and Coach Brashear was punched in the back of the head. And a family member of hers was locked up for that incident. You know what I'm saying? Punched the older, elderly, a solid coach in Brashear. Knocked him out in the back of the head. And here comes you that's in the sport as a professional and you get dropped. And you're now trying to basically take away this man's livelihood. That's just disrespectful, man. It's despicable at the end of the day. It's despicable. I tried my best to support, even though I knew that it was unbearable. You know what I'm saying? It was something that I wouldn't put up with in my own life. I would totally just try to avoid that shit altogether. But to see somebody over and over again, they're black, right? And you say, okay, she is at the top of her game. She's doing what she's supposed to, this, that, and the other. But just over and over again, you know what I'm saying? It kind of matches up with the angry black woman syndrome. You hear people say that all the time, the angry black woman. And you try to support them. And you know what I'm saying? Because she is, at the top of the hierarchy when it comes to what she's been able to achieve. But the behavior is unsustainable. That's all I got to say. I get back around to that, whatever. Jake Paul. And shout out to everyone that's on deck. Jake Paul recently 8-1, 5 knockouts. Fought Andre August. All right. Andre August was undefeated. Or was he 10-1? Let me pull up his record. That's how much I don't know about this guy. This whole thing is about Jake Paul's facade, and I'm gonna call it the way it is. And, you know, people want to sit up here and they want to look at it a certain way. That, you know, just because MVP is all over and they making money and they have influences and connections with certain people. So Andre August was 10 victories in, 2 defeats, and 1 draw, and 5 knockouts. All right. Out of his last 5 fights, he scored 1 knockout. All right. Out of his last 5 fights, none of them was over a 6-round fight. His first 8-round fight was with Jake Paul. All right. So you're saying to yourselves, okay, he's stepping up or whatever. Okay. So he was winning these fights 60, 54, 59, 55, 6-rounders, 59, 55, 60, 54, 4-rounder, 39, 30. So what I'm saying is this dude can box. He has the basics. He can box. He turned professional, y'all. Check this out. Drum roll. In 2013. In 2013. All right? So that goes to show you this man can box. This man has enough aptitude in the sport of boxing as a professional to box and amass a record of 10-1. All right? So, with that said, his first loss came in September 2018 against Eric Abraham, a TKO stoppage in round 2. So you're saying to yourself, wow, Jake Paul's team probably scrubbed and went around and basically did their research, and they say this is the perfect guy because he's been knocked out before. My problem, Jake Paul, is that I want to support, you know, your journey in boxing, but obviously you're not trying to support the fact that you're making these fights to accommodate yourself with a paycheck. You're paying these fighters every now and then, like the Ben Askrens, the Tyrone Woodleys, and the Andre August, to come in there and take a DIVE. The reason why I say that, because this dude threw 1 punch and he acted like he was scared of you. Why should he be scared of you? He's actually a professional boxer. You're trying to convert yourself over to being a legitimate boxer. Yeah, any fighter can be a professional based off the license, but when it comes down to the opponents and the adversaries, that's when you legitimize who you truly are. And when you stepped in there with Tommy Fury, it proved that you still had some work to do. You know what I'm saying? It proved you still had some work to do. You stepped in there with Tyrone Woodley, a mixed martial artist. You went the distance with him the first time. There's several fighters that I can say prove that this shit is a little bit of a farce that you're dealing with. Even Anderson Silva. But Andre August came in there dipping to the same side, his right side, over and over again. Waiting. Languishing for that one shot that he knew you was going to land. Languishing, awaiting, trying to get the timing down, doing the same freaking feint to the right, and you're not even throwing a punch. He's just giving you every type of movement. You know what I'm saying? Every type of mannerism, behavior. He's giving you the visual. It's almost like dangling, tying a little pea to a string and waving that shit back and forth. Tying a peanut and just waving it back and forth. So you get the rhythm down, get the rhythm down. And it's easy. You can just take your fingers up there and thump that motherfucker because it's doing the same motherfucking thing. And that's exactly what August was doing. And you hit him with almost an extended uppercut. It wasn't even up close and personal uppercut, where you hit the fighter and your arms still have a slight bend to it, a crease in the middle. You know, it's nice, tight, and compact, and you get that nice, you know what I'm saying, velocity on that uppercut. Your uppercut was damn near. Your arm was about to be extended. And then, you know, you didn't even get full leverage on that shot. And this dude goes and stretches himself out and sells the fight. I'm saying at this point in time, we all understand you have the money, Jake Paul. But what you need to do is hire the real actors that know how to do this. I mean, I mentioned Jackie Chan because next, to prove to people that you have this ultimate power that you can't seem to be consistent with, you need to hire Jackie Chan, hit Jackie Chan with a combination, and he's going to guarantee a backflip, a somersault, a triple no-hand layout, hit the top rope, bounce off, hit the ground, spring up on his feet, stumble over there to the corner. You come over there and hit him again. He rolls back and his feet is facing the ceiling, comes down, land face first, start doing the centipede. Then the windmill. Yep. And try to get up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get up while the ref is counting. And you go over there and drop the people's elbow on him. And the referee said, go to the neutral corner, Jake. Go to, you know, you can't do that. Go to the neutral corner. And he continues to count Jackie Chan now. 8. Come on, Jackie. You all right? You all right? And then the commentator said, oh, he's not going to take a punch out for him landing the people's elbow? What? Fight. He's going to call him back to fight, and you go back over there and you hit Jackie Chan with a freaking elbow. Jackie goes back to the ropes, and then he becomes, you know, the B-hop centric actor. He goes face first on the bottom rope. You know what I'm saying? And he's snoring. He's snoring. Then you go over there and kick him in his freaking kidney. He wakes up. He start reminding people that he does have martial arts to himself. So he start kicking you. It turned into a mixed martial arts fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I'm talking about, the stage play, right? The script and everything about it. This shit, you need to hire Michael B. Jordan next. You need somebody that has already been through the choreography on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? Him and you know, man, they went through several times. Him and Jonathan Majors, you know what I'm saying? They went through this choreography. You know, they just went through it so many times. You know what I'm saying? Even get with Jose Benavidez. Get with him. He had to practice some choreography on the set too. Get with them, bro. Because I'm tired of these fighters coming in here and act like they ain't never boxed before when they step in there with you. No. It's no way you're going to tell me that Tyron Woodley, after seeing his friend Ben Askren get start, the same choreographed knockout, that you're going to stand there and you get knocked out the exact same way. Right, Tyron? And then, you know, you let it fly a little bit. Anderson Silva, he gets, you know, a knockdown. You know what I'm saying? Jake's knocked him down in the 8th round just to give clarity to the judges' scorecards. And then Andre August goes in there and he's looking at you like, this the guy they've been talking about, just Jake Paul. You would think Logan was on the top rope and he was fighting both of the Paul brothers at the same time. And they had somebody to tag in, but he didn't. You would have thought this was a freaking SummerSlam right here, bro, with a touch of winner. This dude was barely, what do I do? What? And then, bam, he lands the shot, and this dude lays himself out. Like you rarely even see fighters lay themselves out like August. You know what? I don't blame you, man, because you just collected a check, man. I don't blame you. You know, because we see this all the time. I see this so much. Look, I was watching some regional fights the other day. August, man, look, it's people out there that's better actors than you, but your acting was on the bigger stage. I don't blame you. You got paid for it. Your Christmas is going to be a bit more delightful. You know what I'm saying? The Christmas tree lights is going to shine a little bit more radiant. You know what I'm saying? The entire illumination of you, this holiday spirit, you know, that knockout is going to go away because you're going to say, hey, nigga, you know, truth be told, man, look at this check. I got that money, though. I ain't worried about no second loss. I wasn't trying to be world champion anyway, man. Fuck that. We need to put out a petition for Jake Paul to hire movie stuntmen, even the retired ones. Just hire stuntmen for now. You know what I'm saying? Get with BoxRec. Give them a freaking, I say about a 3-2 record. All right? So we can really be entertained. Now I'm understanding Jake Paul is setting these fights up and people are basically forgetting what they've learned up to that point, and they want to act like they can't even throw a fucking punch. So now I really want to be entertained. I want to come there, and I want it to be like a movie set. I want Logan Paul jumping off the rafters as if he was in a cage match. I want freaking Jake Paul not only throwing punches, but I want him to basically put that elbow in there like Tyson Fury did to Ngannou. I really want some excitement. I want some blood. You know what I'm saying? I want some, you know what I'm saying, some ad-libbing going on. You know what I'm saying? I want that shit. Put him in a headlock and talk to the crowd. And then when you let him go, goddamn, kick him in his kneecap. I want some shit that we ain't used to seeing in boxing. Because I'm looking on the YTC, and a lot of people are afraid to talk about Jake Paul because why? They want to say, well, I still got to do business. I love, with this particular promotion. But let it be known, man, straight up and down like that, man. Jake Paul, man, his opponents, man, that Andre August, bad acting, bro. Bad acting. You haven't been knocked out since 2018. You have had success going the distance, and 1 out of your last 5 was a knockout in your favor. And you go up here and act like you don't even know how to throw a punch, bro. You don't even know how to throw a punch. That shit was so freaking fake that the fake was fake. And the fake got mad. It was being fake, and it got faker. They started having a battle with who was the fakest. I swear to God, man, that's real talk. This shit wasn't even entertainment. You're talking about a first round stoppage, man. It was bad. Now, you want to see a legitimate, clear, concise knockout? Watch Chris Colbert and Jose Valenzuela. Just watch that fight. That wasn't no fake knockout. Real talk. That wasn't a fake knockout right there. That shit was real life. That was a legitimate stoppage. Seriously, legitimate stoppage, man. Oh my God, bro. Jake is a joke. If he want to be a boxer, get their actual fighter, and let's see if y'all playing around will work. Bill Haney said Tank just blocked him. Tank is a real one, not putting up with disrespect. If Tank, just like you said, Samuel, Tank blocked this, it is what it is when it comes to the December, you know what I'm saying, the month where nothing is really going on with a lot of fighters except with the Riyadh card that's coming up. But this shit is not anything new. And look, I don't feel no type of way that, you know what I'm saying, this shit is going on once again between Bill and whoever. You know what I'm saying? Every other time, he's talking about some other black fighter. But I must give them credit. At one point in time, it was Teofimo Lopez that they was going after to try to get a fight. But, that didn't happen either. But trash talk is going to be trash talk. It's just, it comes a problem with me when you said, I know the monkeys. I know they mad. But yet, the only one that seems angry and out here, getting into it with coaches and disrespecting, just going on a tirade, you know what I'm saying, is Bill, man. He's just going on a tirade. And I'm not seeing the end result. Like, what's the end result you want from going at these fighters, man? Why can't something just be professional? If you want all these guys to be Haney's rivalry, why not just approach him professionally instead of talking shit about him like that's the way it worked? I mean, this is not the play school. This is not the little freaking the bouncy balls and shit, man. This is not. This is professional boxing. This is real life, you know, top of the chain of professional boxing. So every fight that's made doesn't have to be verbal jousting, going back and forth, insults, aspersions with one another, belligerency. Do you see? Even when Canelo was fighting Gennady Golovkin in the rematch, after Gennady was voicing his displeasure on Canelo popping dirty, did you hear Canelo just continue to just go on rants? No, they disliked each other. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do a face off in the same room. Yeah, it was some dislike, but they selling in the ring, right? You just don't hear all these fights. Even with Caleb Plant, he said what he had to say. They had their little situation at the face off. Some you know, it got physical, and then they stepped in the ring and did what they had to do. But those cases are quite different because Canelo didn't have to, you know, sit up there and talk shit to freaking Caleb Plant. He just wanted that IBF title. Billy Joe Saunders talked his shit. But once again, Canelo wanted that WBA title. I mean WBO title. You know? It was a reason. You know, he was the one that was going for undisputed. But in order for him to get these fights that he's getting, he doesn't have to go above and beyond the trash talking when people are not believing the fight's gonna happen. Just think about it. All these people that Bill is going at, you don't think the fight is gonna happen. I didn't think Till fight was gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna happen. I did not think the fight was gonna happen. I didn't never think the Shakur fight was gonna happen. There's never no paperwork. It wasn't no paperwork that was sent. The reason why I said paperwork, because when the shit was going on with Gary Russell Jr., everybody was talking about term sheets. So why aren't we talking about those specific pieces of documentation in 2023? And that was years ago when that happened. We're advancing with technology, right? So you should be able to send over some terms. Why wasn't some terms sent over professionally to Team Davis and his team? You know who he's with. You're just gonna say, okay, we have some people that's willing to offer massive amount of money. That's what Eddie said, right? So if that's the case, why come with the low end? If it's massive amounts of money, why not present it professionally? Take the steps by step. Why not go at it like, this is Tank Davis. We already know who he is. He's not gonna sit up here and continue to, you know, play around with these cats. Let's come on here professional. No, it's disrespect. It ain't gonna be no catch weight. It ain't gonna be no rehydration clause. Well, you don't want it then. Because who is he to accommodate you? That's not how you make yourself available. That's not how you say, you know what? Oh, now I'm on the pound for pound list. I can talk my shit. No, it's still protocol that you have to go through. I don't have no problem with when, you know, with fighters talking trash and all that. But we always talk about the best fighting the best, right? So therefore, if we're going to make any type of leeway to get in the ring, don't you think the business of the sport, there has to be some type of etiquette? You thinking fights are going to be made with no etiquette? You think every fight just with the black on black? Oh man, got to be disrespect. And we rarely get two black fighters that's in big fights. You know what I'm saying? We were sitting up here in the tunnel for years waiting for this shit, this fight with Spencer Crawford to take place. To walk out the tunnel and say, yeah, hear the roar and everybody taking their seats and all that. For years. But then here we are, we actually got two weight classes pretty high. And we still can't get the black fighters to fight each other. That's on both sides. Because you have Ryan Garcia and Tank, yeah, they did a little chit chatter back and forth. But it was more so to get, little people tuned in. And yeah, Ryan Garcia was complaining and bitching and all that. But Ryan Garcia's leverage was different. He had the social media behind him. He had the masses, the numbers, right? And it ended up working out to both fighters' benefit when it comes to boxing business and those numbers. With all this other stuff, you think you're gonna walk in the ring and the contract is gonna be open ended, and you're just gonna make all the rules and set everything like Tank's a novice at this shit. His team is a novice. It's just not going down like that. It makes no sense to put it out to the people that just because he didn't accept the offer, he's a duck. What ducking has no value to it. Just because you call a person a duck doesn't mean, just like people call, we call each other niggas all the time. What's the value of it? If you say bitch ass nigga 100 freaking times, what are the other 99 bitch ass niggas that you mentioned that peaks out to you the most? Which one has value to it? With stings, you know what I'm saying? The one that really, really sticks deep. You know what I'm saying? Which one really resonates when it comes to losing blood? I'm talking about, oh my God, that hurt me to the heart right there. You said bitch ass nigga 100 times, but man, the ones that you said, I think number 41, that shit stuck with me right there. It felt like I had heartburn. Which one is gonna be, man? How many times grown fucking adults is gonna use duck, 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 and it means nothing, except maybe you can get a little bit more freaking subscriber interaction, a little bit more comments for people sitting up here agreeing, oh man, yeah, Tank is a duck. But if you really pay attention and ask the questions, what really did it do? You call this man a duck. What happened? Did it stop him from getting his next fight? Is he no longer going to get paid as a fighter? Did they pretty much turn his last win into a no contest? Did it remove him and make him lower at the bottom of the pound for pound list? Does the pound for pound list has anything to do with the amount of money you're making? Do they have a pay scale that we don't know about behind the scenes? That if you ranked in the top 10 pound for pound, let's just say the Ring Magazine, whenever you fight, you get a stipend? You get an extra stipend on top of that purse that you already have? No, that's not the case. So ducking does anything. It does nothing except allow someone to hear it over and over again, and people to sit up here with their eyes all swole and telling people, oh man, he didn't accept the offer, he's a duck. What does it do for the 3 divisions that he's already done? Ducking doesn't remove any championships he's won. It doesn't remove any highlight reels that he's a part of. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't expunge all the damn knockouts that he has out here. It does nothing. Nothing, period. In the meantime, life goes on in the sport of boxing, but the YTC is still up here swimming in circles and shit, using the word duck just because somebody said he turned down 20. But yet Eddie Hearn say he didn't even want to talk about the fight. So now we have a social media platform where it's okay just to lie all the time. It's okay just to lie. WCS, if I was to start lying all the time and just creating freaking titles that was so misleading, it'll be people over in the chat trying to hold me accountable. But yet the ones who actually do it all the time, they're over there laughing, giggling, you know what I'm saying, shucking and jiving and shit. Like it's a fun game. It's good to be in that state. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be a joker. It's good to be a person that can't be trusted with the truth. That's all I'm saying, bro. Jake Paul is going to have to figure this shit out, man. You lying to the people. You're sitting up here talking about you fading the boxer up there with the cameraman. That shit is bummish, man. That shit is fake as hell, man. Shit is super fake. Getting all these guys to lay down and shit. You finding the right opponent that's been knocked out before That's bullshit. But thank God, man, we only have a couple more weeks of this month to hopefully, turn over a new calendar page and see what the schedule's like for 24. Different perspective. But do you think in any way they sent the so-called offers because they knew Tank wouldn't accept, because they really don't want that smoke with Tank? This is what I will say again, Carlos. At the end of the day, these people who does boxing, these role players, these professional expertise, like Eddie Hearns, Al Heyman, all these people, Leonard Ellaby, all these people, Shelly Finkel, Ludabella, you know what I'm saying, Frank Warren. It's just so many people to name, right? Peter Kahn, Dave McWard, all these managers, these promoters and everything. They have a protocol on how they match up fighters. That protocol is no different when it comes to Haney Tank. What my people will say that shit is ghetto. This is considered to be ghetto. The reason why it's ghetto because it is a professional way to present administrative documentations to make a fight happen. This is not only just dealing with the fighters, y'all. This is dealing with the promotion, man. This is dealing with a plethora of a lot of people who get paid to hold down these positions, to cross the T's and dot the I's, man. But yet it gets ghetto when people believe that, hey, we sat up here and we sent Tank an offer. Eddie saying he spoke with Tank, and Tank didn't want to even entertain it. And then he said a member of Team Haney spoke to Tank, or whatever the case may be. So if you call Tank up and say 20 million and he hang up the phone, what is that saying? That says nothing, because the deal isn't made then. The deal isn't made. The deal isn't made, bro. Perfect example. How many times have we heard boxers agree to bet and don't pay the bet after the fight? Perfect example. Chris Colbert and Jose Valenzuela freaking made a $50,000 bet. After knocking him out, Valenzuela, being the good sport he is, he said, man, the bet is off. You know what I'm saying? He say, I like you and your team, and you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other. He was being a true sportsman, but in his truest form. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing fake about this. This is him. Colbert's like, whatever, we 1-1, we'll run it back. He didn't even want to say, appreciate you, dog. He is that dude. He refused to, you know what I'm saying, leave all the ignorance behind, you know what I'm saying, and represent his sport better than what he is. He got knocked out cold, embarrassed. He will forever be on the memes and the highlights for at least the next 4 to 6 months, right? And Valenzuela came over there and said the bet is off. You know what I'm saying? The bet is off. Man, I got love for you and your team, this, that, and the other. Chris Colbert still wanted to be in his asshole character, and he didn't want to show that man no respect for a good fight. He said, we 1-1, we'll do it again. Okay. I'm looking forward to that one. You know what I'm saying? Let's run it back. Let's give him a trilogy. That's the only good thing Chris Colbert said that night. We're 1-1, let's run it back. But to answer Carlos's question is that it's people that's in those positions to pretty much make this run efficiently. We've seen it. If these fighters are making these damn verbal bets and shaking hands and the shit don't happen, just like I seen Haney and Tio Lopez Sr. over so many times, they shaking on a bet and the shit don't come to fruition. Is that a duck? Is that reneging? Is that a debt that goes on your credit and affect your FICO for being delinquent? We have professional, qualified people. This is the way I look at this shit, man. I've seen people talk. I mean, I've been right there when people was talking business with somebody else's team to make a fight. And you can tell they serious. You know what I'm saying? You can tell they serious. Just like I told people that Richard Comey and Teofimo Lopez was taking a picture because they was going to fight each other. And that was the night that Richard Comey actually won the title. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they're going to fight each other. It was already in the works. You know, T.O. had removed himself from the W. It was already in the works. I tried to tell people, but they busy up here looking at numbers. I tried to tell them. I even posted the pic that I took. It's people in qualified position to make these fights happen, man. But yet you still get the ghetto side of it where people talk about, oh, call. Just go back in time with Skip Mark called up, you know, T.O.'s father at his home number and told him to make the fight. Did him calling that man's personal number get the fight made between T.O. and Haney? No. They called that man's personal phone while he was on live. Did the fight get made? No. No. And again, no. It didn't get made. It didn't get made. When Errol Spence jumped in the post-fight after Sean Porter had just won, right? When Sean Porter just won, and he said, I want to fight you for the what? The WBC title. After he just finished beating who? Danny Garcia. And Sean Porter said, okay. You know, because Errol Spence wanted to fight him next. Sean Porter said, okay. We can do that. We will. And people are like, oh, man, then we're going to get Sean Porter, Errol Spence next. It wasn't next. Does that mean Sean Porter was a duck because he didn't fight Errol Spence next? No, it's business. That fight, just because you verbally agree to something doesn't mean the fight's going to get made right then and there. It's the same thing with Tank. It's the same thing with Bud. Why nobody is not sitting up here, you know, saying, okay, well people want to call Bud out, but nothing else is going on. Why all these people that want to fight Bud, why isn't the fight being made? He's a duck? Or you saying, oh, I understand why you don't want to fight him. You know, because it's business at the end of the day. That fight doesn't make any sense. It's not going to make him any money. Oh, it's business sense then. But you acting like Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis isn't business? It's business any way you look at it. But the sense part of it is what's kind of distorting it. Because you have a person that's in a whole nother division calling somebody up on a freaking flip phone that in a lower division and supposedly saying that an offer was made, which that means nothing. A verbal offer over the phone, let's just say Tank said yes, okay? Let's just say Tank Davis said yes, cool. And nothing happened. Right? Let's just say he agreed, 20 million, nothing happened. Who's the duck? Can somebody prove that Tank said yes? I accept the 20 million. Okay. What goes along with the 20 million? You think Tank, this is his second fight in his professional career. So being he's paying somebody to make these decisions. That is the underscore of it all. He's paying someone to handle these type of duties, right? This administrative duties, this negotiation duties. He's paying somebody for that. So if Tank wants to say, yes, I'll take the 20 million, but you need to get with my people to try to finish out what the split's going to be on the back end and all that. That's pretty much the conversation that need to be told out here to the YTC, but that wasn't the case. It was just saying 20 million was thrown up there and he ducked it. The man's already a millionaire, bro. So he's paying people to go out here and make those deals and do that negotiation for him. That's the whole purpose of it. What's good, Big Blunts and Boxing? The GOAT is on deck. What's good with it, Blunts? What's going on, Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more? The OG, what's good with it, Bruce? On the Brown on deck. I see you in the building. You know, I'm just looking at this. You know, I just fall back a lot because the truth be told, I'm up here reading other shit. You know what I'm saying? And people can say what they want. I'm up here just reading other shit that's going on. Mixed martial arts. You know what I'm saying? Paying attention to the aftermath of the Leon Abbott. I just paying to other entities. But boxing, it can be funny at times because you get a lot of grown adults, man, males too. They're losing their freaking sanity over here being a part of this goofy shit on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Then you're looking for the challenge who's maintaining their integrity, right? And it's hardly, and it's a small amount. You know what I'm saying? It's a small amount. One thing I say about the boxing voice is that he's out there in Vegas, right? And he's close to Haney's freaking residential grid square. You know what I'm saying? His GPS coordinates. But he will ask those questions. If some ain't all the way right, he will ask the question. He's always been like that. I've been in person covered fight camps when he was there, when he was in Deontay Wilder. He would ask the questions. Real talk. He would ask. But then, you know, you see the other ones that's just there and they dare to you know, ride along to get along. Ride along to get along. That's all. They just dare to ride along to get along. And that's just where we at with the YTC. Because a lot of people was talking about, well, you got a lot of Spence fans pushing Boots, right? But no one over there in Boots in Philly is willing to hand out the monetary EBT checks within the YTC. They don't have them checks going out over there from Philly. So you saw how that has just simmered and smoldered right now. Now, most of the attention in December has been about Haney, because Bill is aware of how these streets, the YTC streets work, and he understands what he needs to do to get people to talk about his son. I ain't knocking him for that shit. Not everything he says is the truth. You know what I'm saying? The cap should be identified as the cap, but he does have grown ass men surrendering. You know what I'm saying? Kowtowing, taking one knee, not for a common cause, but to bow before their master and let people know that, yes, me too, I have fallen. I have became a part of the selective crew to talk about one fighter every day, all day, because now I'm a part of the pay scale. And it ain't nothing. Get your money. But I'm just saying, a lot of y'all was up here talking about what you wouldn't do, and you're doing it. I see you. Do what you got to do. Don't come up here and try to say somebody hating and all that. No. Y'all said y'all was goddamn for the sport of boxing and not the fighter. And lo and behold, that shit has absolutely diminished, evaporated, done, over, disappeared. All these thumbnails after thumbnails in December. And these people will say they know the sport of boxing, y'all, and keep talking about an offer being over the telephone, as if it's no more paperwork. If Tank has some free time on his hand just to fuck with him, he should say, yeah, for real, I'll take it. What else with it? What is it? No rehydration. Okay, no rehydration. What else? No catch weight. Okay, no catch weight. Okay. All right. What else you want? The ring. We're talking about the ring size. I'm looking at maybe 50 feet, 50 by 50. We need some good sizing. Okay, cool. No doubt about it. We can have that. You wear 14-ounce gloves, and I'm going to wear 8 ounces. Is that cool? Yeah. I'm going to wear a mouthpiece, and you're not. All right, I agree to all that. I agree. No doubt about it. I agree with that. What else you want? What other concessions that you need? What other concessions? Real talk. You we're talking about the weigh-ins. You need to weigh in on the day of the fight, and you can only be 2 pounds more than what you weighed in. At when you initially at the weigh-ins, when your initial weight, you're going to be 2 pounds over the day of the fight, or the morning of the fight. Me, I can be whatever I want to be. 170, 75, 76, 78. You know what I'm saying? 90, 91, whatever I want to be, I can be all that shit. Okay, fine. Tank should agree to all that shit. Why? Because it don't make a mother effing difference. You could have got him on record. Look, we was there. We recorded him. Tank said he agreed to all these concessions. Everything that was there. Everything. He agreed to it, y'all. He agreed to it. And one thing, when it was off camera, Tank even agreed that he would put his 135-pound belt on the line. For real? Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. With no paperwork. He checks the box on all this shit with no paperwork. None whatsoever. And we supposed to run around here acting like that's the way boxing is ran. When business. Look, we're talking about production, y'all. I know I'm not talking to people in the chat that's new to this shit. But listen to me, we have full-blown promotions. This is how asinine this shit is, man, right? We have full-blown productions, promotions, people who are in place to handle this. Look, it's a budget. B-U-D, get budget. And we're talking about people just making phone calls. Hey, man, what's going on, man? 20 million, bro. All right, I got you. No rehydration clause. Yeah, no rehydration. No catch weight. All right. I don't need you just agree. We just recorded you, okay? So, pretty much this fight a go. I'm gonna we're gonna get with your people and we're gonna announce it, make it official, probably in the next 24 hours. Okay, no problem. That's not how boxing works, man. So if y'all know that's not how boxing works, then guess what? Why don't y'all stop playing with people and pretending like when you make shortcuts and go over here and drop numbers on a phone call, like that's all that needs to be done. That's how the checks are going to be cut. That's not the way the shit works, man. It's almost like little kids, man. You're learning something new, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know that don't matter. If Tank would have said yes, it don't fucking matter, bro. The fight wouldn't have got made. Go back to the Teofimo, go back to Bill Haney and Lopez Sr. How many times they shook on the fight? Oh, the fight gonna happen? He said the fight gonna happen. They shook on it and on camera, bro. Several times. The fight gonna happen? Yeah, the fight gonna happen. Let's shake on it. Shake on it. The fight never happened. What happened? What did happen? He went on for his mandatory, still got paid. He still got paid, bro. He still got paid going in there. He might have took a L against Kambosos. He went and fought Kambosos. Nobody stopped him from fighting Kambosos. All this YouTube hours, go back in time and look at these videos, y'all. All the hours that are put in back then at 135 when T.O. beat Lomachenko. Now it's the same thing. The shit that they was doing with Tank is the same shit they was doing with T.O. And you know what? After all the hours that was put in and these people up here talking about T.O. ducking and all that, it didn't change a MFing thing. He still fought who he was going to fight. And Tank is still going to fight who he's supposed to fight come 2024. That's it. Ain't nobody going to be able to say shit. Do you remember what Jim said? You know who Jim is, right? Jim Gray. You remember after Tank just fought Isak Cruz? Do you remember what? You know how they was bigging up Isak Cruz just for going the distance? That's because the fight was made. People actually seen the fight. It was done the right way. People seen the fight, and they felt like Isak Cruz did something special. He went the distance. That was legitimate. That shit that actually played out in real time. And they said a star was born. A star was born. Did anybody say anything from a phone call that a fight was born? You know what I'm saying? Oh, anybody? Okay, I called him up on the phone, and that's all we did. I didn't really, my people really never spoke to his people. My people never really spoke to his people. All I know is I hit him up. I dropped some numbers. He said, yeah, and we met, for fight week. They reimbursed us on the back end. We had to pay for our own flight, our lodge, and set our own reservations, all that. We got there. They reimbursed us. The checks cleared and all that. That's not the way that shit works. So I don't know why y'all get on the YTC, man, and make it into a Mickey Mouse Club. It's just not even laughable anymore. Because at one standard, you would sit up here and break down and itemize how business and how fights supposed to be made and who's supposed to talk to who and term sheets and all this shit. And then the other one, you're going off a straight up phone call to somebody, and just because he didn't accept, it's a smear campaign ran. And then you put hours upon hours upon hours, right, into saying what Tank didn't do or any other fighter didn't do. And it doesn't change anything, bro. The only thing it changed, it give you a little bit more super chats. It give you a little bit more views. And that is just about sums it up. Put all the hours in this motherfucker. Put all the freaking back and forth, the finger pointing, sidebar conversations, motherfucking making false accusations, doing the same shit over and over again, people. And it don't change anything. Anything, bro. We haven't heard no fight was going to happen with Tio. We haven't heard anything about Subriel Matias. We heard Rolly Romero of all people. Rolly Romero said, I haven't even been back in the ring. I'm not even thinking about boxing. He said he's thinking about getting fellatio on a freaking island and shit. That's what Rolly's doing. Now, this is supposed to be a champion in recess. This is why I sit back and chill and recline and look at this shit, because nobody's talking about Rolly's interview, how he's saying he ain't been making the ring, he ain't been doing too much of anything. He's able to get away with a lot of goofiness. This is supposed to be a champion in recess, a guy who was being beat up by Abraham Lincoln. I swear to God. You put a beard on Barroso and put a goddamn hat, that Abraham Lincoln, right? Look at the penny. If you look at the motherfucking penny and look at goddamn Barroso, same person. Same motherfucking person. Body double like a motherfucker. Abraham Lincoln was beating Rolly ass. He was beating the shit out of Rolly. And Tony Weeks said, nope. Just because you're on the penny don't mean you're going to get preferential treatment. Fight's over. Rolly get gifted not only a championship fight after being knocked out by Tank, but he get gifted a decision, a knockout decision, when he was clearly losing the fight. And he said, hey, that motherfucker can hit. He got some power, that motherfucker. And people laugh. That's Rolly. Oh, man, Rolly is so funny, man. Rolly is so funny. He's supposed to be a champion in recess. I'm telling you, keep your eyes on that WBA. Keep your eyes on the WBA. Once again, it's December 18th. Keep your eyes on the WBA, y'all. At 140 pounds, keep your eyes on it. What up, what up? Shout out to the inevitable D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you pulling up, man. But that's pretty much where I'm at with the, you know, the play that's on um Tube Vision. You know what I'm saying? I can't even sit up here and pay attention to all this shit because it's just so far away from what actually happens in the sport of boxing, like how business is really done, the people that communicate with one another and all that. It's almost like this is just, you know, really a playground for conversation, lies to be exchanged, you know what I'm saying, fabrication, charades, groups, you know, people colluding together to come up with topics. That's just what this is. It's just a playground, man. It's just something like you know, back in the day, man. This reminds me of MySpace. You know what I'm saying? Let's remove my and put Dayspace. This is a new social media called Dayspace because all they do is sit up here and talk shit to one another about as if they know the sport of boxing. They say, "Oh man, you are so smart." Okay, if these people are so smart and educated about the sport, they wouldn't be sitting up here talking about a verbal offer and all this shit, knowing there has to be paperwork, knowing there's other protocols that have to be followed for this to become official. But they sit up here and act like, oh, in this particular scenario, since I'm supporting one fighter heavy, I'm gonna say he sent you the offer. That's a lie. He sent you the offer. He sent you an offer, 20 million. You turned it down, you a duck. After you say duck over and over again, every duck that is close to your windowsill, they're not going to lose any feathers. Only thing they're doing is walking around. Did he call my name? He called my name? They're going to go on back and wallow their ass right back to what they was doing. They're not going to lose any food, any feathers, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. And if they are next to your windowsill, you know what I'm saying, and it's this cold, they motherfucking ugly ducklings anyway. They don't know what the fuck is going on. But they're not going to lose any feathers. They're not going to, you know, end up on somebody's plate. I mean, it's not going to make a fucking difference, bro. You can say duck all day long, you know, all y'all niggas, and it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change a MFing thing, bro. I couldn't do the whole live without speaking about Robert Guerrero and Andre Berto. I'm like, damn, Berto. I seen the ghost get beat in his older age. Like I thought you coming back, you'll be able to avenge that shit that happened the first time y'all fought. But then Guerrero ended up getting another win. Shout out to the ghost, man. You know what I'm saying? 2-0 against you, Berto. I seriously think I thought you would give him a better fight than you did the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had both of your eyes swell the fuck up. I just really thought, you took time off the hill. I guess, like I tell people all the time, boxers can get in shape, they can cut up, but to get back in that ring, you really got to get yourself conditioned. And Robert Guerrero, it's not like he was super conditioned, but once again, he went there and earned the decision, man. You can't take it away, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, shout out to everyone that's in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. The shit don't stop, won't stop, can't stop. We got a heavyweight bonanza that's going on at the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad these guys, real talk, are being able to get this Saudi money. And mentioning them, people, Eddie Hearn was making it seem like that the money, you had plenty of people that was, willing to offer Tank huge amounts of money, massive amounts of money for this fight. But yet the ghetto aspect of it is that if Eddie is telling you he had people that's willing to offer a huge amount of money for this fight, right? Why wasn't that the priority to do it professionally and try to make one of the biggest fights that nobody seen coming, i.e., bigger than Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. If Eddie's putting it out there, there's people willing to offer massive amounts of money. Why did the YTC once again prove that they are the ghetto, the septic tank of boxing media? Not everybody, but I'm just saying, if you have people with that amount of money that's willing to offer more than 20 million, how can you blow that? By simply doing this ghetto phone call shit, tomorrow, oh man, let's start low and shoot high. Or let's start low and shoot even lower. You know what I'm saying? You got fighters out here talking about what they're gonna do. If Eddie has people that's offering all this money, why the fight didn't happen then? Tank said, no, fuck that. I ain't dealing with him. And that's that. Moving on. We got this heavyweight bonanza that's coming up. You know, we got some cruiserweight action. We got light heavyweight, of course, Dimitri Bivol. But, man, I like this fight card, man. A lot of fighters are going to get so-called exposed. Expose. You know what I'm saying? Boxing News 24. You know, I'm always frolicking through these freaking sites because sometimes they have good shit, sometimes they don't. But what's his name? Whoever mentioned, let me see, who mentioned that? Let me go back and get in a shout out. Samuel mentioned this. Samuel has said that Tank had blocked, and Boxing News 24 said Bill Haney clout chasing backfires, get blocked by Tank for imaginary 20 million offer. They actually talking about this shit, man. Bill Haney took to social media today to complain to his followers about being blocked by Gervonta Davis for mentioning 20 million on his Instagram for a fight with son Haney. Tank has figured out what Bill game is, using him to clout chasing purposes. Talking about his fake 20 million offer to help increase his popularity of his son. Hey man, Tank did what he had to do. I don't get in all that social media blocking and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit is pointless. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if your son put it out there what he ain't gonna do initially, I mean the smart one should have figured it out already. The fight wasn't gonna happen. No rehydration clause, no catch weight. Come on, you wasn't trying to make no fucking fight, bro. But that's one of the interesting articles that was out. And like I said, again, pay attention. I'm putting it out there ahead of time. Pay attention, y'all, to Otto Wallin and Anthony Joshua. Word has been out here, you know what I'm saying, sprinting around the airwaves that Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder potentially possible for March of 2024. With that said, that's basically deeming if both fighters win come this weekend, okay? But pay attention to Joshua and Otto Wallin. Pay attention, because Joshua knockout of Robert Helenius happened in round 7. I don't see this fight going past round 7 because they need somehow, some way to build up the steam again for Deontay Wilder. I know people saying, oh man, people want to see it. Yeah, hell yeah, people want to see this fight again. But they want to build it up again, man. Like when they was both undefeated, bro. And they both had belts. This was the hot topic. You want to talk about real quality, you know what I'm saying, with two champions, let's fight. That shit was on point. Now, both fighters are still buzzing. They still have that glow. When people talk about still that green glow to it. You know what I'm saying? That people want to say, okay, we want to see this fight. But Joshua, if he doesn't go past 7, if Otto Wallin gets knocked out, because Wallin is a tough customer, man. If he doesn't go past 6, the fight is fixed, bro. If Wallin doesn't go past 7, rather, if he gets stopped before 7 or in the 7th round, I'm just gonna put it out there. It is what it is. And then I can't tell you what's gonna happen. You know, Deontay's power is just so, you know, that right hand is so proven that he can knock out Joseph Parker at any given time. You know what I'm saying? But Joseph Parker is no punk, man. Joseph Parker is no freaking punk. But Deontay Wilder, man, however people want to criticize him, that is the hardest puncher in the sport. Period. Hands down, point blank. He's the hardest puncher in the sport. One quitter hitters. Know that. Remember I told you. But y'all hold that down. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. Let me see what people just said. Just like me, I'm working overtime on the podcast first on True Media, then Boxing Voice. They're going live on Rise with Coach Kenny. Answering questions. Now I'm here. Respect, brother. Facts. Appreciate you there, D-Town. Now I really call you D-Block. You know what I'm saying? There's another person on here with D-Town. He don't know shit about boxing. So I don't want people to get blended as if you might be that D-Town and you're not. Obviously, you know what you're talking about. So I don't want people trying to put that mask on you. You know what I'm saying? That Mickey, that Charlie Brown mask. Jake's team is doing a good job. I guess selected flat-footed, no head movement August and knocked him out. W says you're right. Just get a stunt man at this point. That's all I'm saying. Just make it look real. Get Jackie Chan. At least when you hit him, he can do, a triple backflip, no hands, land on his freaking head, roll around on the canvas, and then spring back up on his feet and Jake Paul do a Superman punch, land a flying knee. It can really get exciting. Some Marvel comic shit. Dan Tan on deck. What's good? But y'all hold it down, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports. Subscribe.